The Pope, fairly new Pope, Pope Benedict, has spoken at length about concern for the environment. Benedictines throughout the history of the order have had a concern for the environment. Saint Benedict in his rule refers to taking care of the properties, treating property as vessels of the altar. So there's always been a natural concern from Benedictines for the environment. We recently, in the last few years, we took roughly 800 acres that had been in production, agricultural, conventional production for a number of decades. We took those out of production because our concern for runoff of the soil into a river that forms a boundary of most of our agricultural land. We put that into trees. We've planted several thousand trees, which is sort of a nice tie-in to Snail's paste being a paper-based product. We're slowly replacing our fleet of vehicles, our trucks on campus here, to small little mini trucks and minivans. We're heating some of our buildings with waste fuel oil. We've had a huge recycling program here for over 2 decades now. So there are many ways that we have responded to environmental concerns of the community. And one of the things that I particularly like about Snail's Paste and the product, the Forest Stewardship Council product paper that we will be using, is not only do the principles of the FSC speak to concern for the environment, but also social concerns. The way the workers in the forest are treated, indigenous landowners. So not only is it environmentally responsible paper product, but it's also a socially responsible paper product, which speaks again to values of the monastic community. Since day one, the founding of St. Meinrad, the monks have always worked hand in hand with co-workers. And notice I use the term co-workers. We intentionally use that term, the monastery does, for those who have joined together in this work instead of the typical employees. I think it means something that they do join together. And again, this has been since the mid-1800s when monks first arrived here until today. You'll see that in the way that the community aspires to treat co-workers. The longevity of the co-worker here, I think, speaks to how they have been treated. At the Abbey Press, we have over 50% of our co-workers who have been here for over 25 years. So I think that speaks to how co-workers are treated. We try to be involved in the community. We have been an award winner participant in the Relay for Life every year since the Relay for Life came on the scene here. We host the Relay for Life almost every year. So we've tried to do many things to interact with the community, and we know we're one of the larger employers in the area. So we need to be sustainable. We need to be here for the long term to provide employment.
We realize that we are a living part of the economy, of the local economy. So the choices we make about the work or work we need to have done for the monastery, the local area gets first emphasis on that.
We have several skilled craftspeople working in our printing operation, some whose grandfathers had worked at the printing operation. So I thought, how can we maximize the resources that we have, do something that would be appealing to the public? And we think we've come across that with Snail's Paste and that it will indeed be successful.
My name's John Werney. I'm press room supervisor here at the Abbey Press. Been here since '63, 47 years. In printing since '69.
Mary Werney. I've been here since 1968, and I'm the pre-press. I make plates and set up everything for the pressmen.
And I'm Glenn Werney, bindery supervisor. Been here since 1966.
Does anyone else in your family work here or have worked here previously?
David
Worked here. He just retired 2 years ago. He had probably been here since the 60s also. He was in service, he left, he went to a factory work for a while, then he came back with the Abbey. And I think he came back in 69 or 70, somewhere in there.
And David's your brother?
Yeah, it was
And
oldest.
the oldest brother, wow. And what about your parents? Did they work here at the Abbey?
They both of them did, yeah.
Yeah, but up on the hill.
Wow, and what did they do?
Dad worked in the kitchen, and then he was painter,
Painted for a few years.
and then Mom worked in the dietitian in the kitchen.
We were in grade school, the Abbey at that time had no laundry, so the monks sacked their laundry up in a laundry bag, sent it downtown, women downtown did the laundry, and our mother did that for a couple of years and maybe more.
Wow. And then aunts and uncles, how many aunts and uncles do you have or have you had working here at any given time?
You do the math.
Butch and John.
Yeah, Uncle Butch.
Yola,
Buddy?
Buddy, Uncle Eddie.
Yeah, we had two uncles working here at the press.
Yeah.